Queen Charge Twin Hogs is back where it belongs, right at the top of the Legends League leaderboard. Today we're going to watch Abdul Hadi, who is #1 and #4 in the world currently, dominate every style of base that you'll run into in Legends League with this OP army. If I had $1 for every time we saw one of these stupid, toxic, double rage tower ring bases, I wouldn't have to work another day in my life. I could do content creation for the rest of my life. Maybe you guys would like that, but yeah. So sorry to you all at home that this is what the meta's kind of developed into, but when you nerf Blizzard into the ground, kind of expected really that this would be what happens. But that's why I made sure this was the first replay in this video, because obviously Queen charging a ring base with double rage tower is your worst nightmare. And the best tip or trick I can give to you all at home is use the Blimp. The Blimp is your best friend for this sort of thing. However, that doesn't mean start by using your Blimp. Notice how Abdul Hadi had Queen charged out the corner. He got rid of the air defense that I believe was right here. And he essentially was able to get the Blimp further into the base because it wasn't taking any damage. We knew there was no SAMs there because we sent a Cocoa Balloon. And we unfortunately don't get the whole CC pull. That would have been ideal. But still, we get a little bit of the CC and away we go. Now we're using the King to funnel on one side, but he's also tanking a bit of damage, which is perfect. Exactly what we want. We're going to get the rest of the CC now, which is really nice. Notice, by the way, he used separate wall breakers for both of these. I really like that because he didn't want the King to accidentally go into this compartment if he had opened up the junction. So he wants to keep the King and Queen separate. Because of that, the Queen goes one way, the King goes the other. Now, look at how many rage spells he's got left. He's still got 3, and he used one with the Blimp. This right here is his first rage with the Queen charge. That right there is the power of the Blimp, honestly. The fact that he hasn't used a rage spell yet, because his Queen's just not taking that much damage. When you can deal with the CC on the outside of the base, you are set up for success. Now, I really like what he does here. So he's put the Invis and the Rage on his Queen, obviously, because she's going to take way too much damage. But whilst his Queen's inside that Invis spell, he doesn't need to micromanage her anymore. So what he's doing, he's deploying his Super Hogs immediately. Because, you know, if he deploys his Super Hogs a couple of seconds later, he might miss a Queen ability, right? So try and always make your multitasking as easy as possible. So if your Queen's, you know, making use of an Invis spell, that's the right time to place your Super Hogs. Now, in case you haven't watched this army before, what you want to do, you send all your Super Hogs in with your main push with the Warden and RC. Then you use the regular Hogs, as you see, on the outside of the base, and their job's just to funnel out the external defenses and force your Super Hogs into the core. They're your real units in this one. They are really, really strong, but they need to stay in the core of the base as much as possible. Our Queen, unfortunately, is going to die to the single Inferno here, but the damage has already been done. I mean, look at how wrecked this base is. Queen Charge Hogs or Twin Hogs, it's just not meant to wreck ring bases this hard, but when you use the Blimp and you use it effectively like Abdul Hadi did here, your Queen Charge is as easy as possible. She'll get the Town Hall, and the Hogs, well, they can do the rest. I'm sure you all recognize this base here. This is indeed the base that Stars ran last season. We recently did a video on it showing some defensive replays, and we did give the base link in the description. So if you want to go to that one, I'll link it above me. Make sure you give it a like, maybe comment on it, say Hook sent me here, I don't know, something cute. But regardless, coming into this attack here, and I like what he's done again. I'm going to pause it, because remember, this building right here was an air defense. And if we'd just started this attack with the Blimp, I guarantee you the Blimp would not have made it as far as it does now. But because he starts the Queen, is really, really patient with her, and then does the Blimp, it's perfect. And this Blimp will end up taking down the Monolith, because bases aren't really trying to stop the Yeti bomb. It's just not that commonly used at the moment. If they're stopping Blimps, they're stopping Super Archer Blimps, right? But there's also a poison tower on this side of the base. So honestly, the base is not expecting a Blimp to come from that angle. And that's what makes this really nice from Abdul Hadi. Yet again, using the King perfectly here. I mean, have a look at this value the King's going to get. Taking damage off the Queen, but setting her for a funnel. And if she gets the Town Hall, generally saying, particularly when it comes to Hogs, the base is wrecked. Now, we use a freeze spell there because the head-on would have been too late, and it also wasn't worth using a rage spell. We need to save those rage spells for the core of the base, not just for our Queen, but also the Super Hogs. They do really well with the rage spells. So Queen fighting the elixir storage here. But look at that. He knew she'd path back. If that was me, I would have invised the elixir storage. But Abdul Hadi just knows better. And look at the king. Look at this funnel. It's quite ludicrous how good this funnel is. Like, the queen will go into the town hall really one way or another. And look at this. She's going to walk around and in, and that is exactly what we want. And here comes the super hogs from the bottom. Yet again, our queen's chilling when we do this. There's no need to worry about her for the next couple of seconds. Here comes the rage spell with our super hogs, and look at them just tear the bottom side of the base. They do so much damage. It's quite ridiculous. Raged headhunters as well. Destroyed that defensive king, and away we're going. We're still using the normal hogs on the outside of the base. Unfortunately, they hit a spring. Our queen is still alive. She has used her ability, though, so she is about to go down any second, but that's okay. Her job's to get the town hall. She did that. We're happy. Hogs going around the outside. Worth noticing that the riders aren't that strong. They kind of get wrecked there, but they are trying, so you can take down heroes technically without a headhunter or a hero of your own. But generally, you don't want to rely on the riders. The skeleton spell putting in work. This one's obviously not as wrecked, but I mean, I still think it was a really good attack. And yet again, showing the power of the delayed blimp. Get a CC pull, get a nice funnel, and good value defenses makes your queen charge as easy as that. And that right there is a convincing triple. For those of you still watching, we're going to give you a reward here. If you go into the shop and into the special offers, look at these gifts. Unfortunately, the research potion probably be gone by the time this video goes live, but the 500k gold should be up, the elixir and the hero potion. Make sure you collect all of them. Absolutely free, but if you are going to buy something, make sure you go to this C that you see up here, put in code BLUE, and I guarantee you your hit rate will at least go up by 100%. And now we move on to box spaces, but this is no regular box space, by the way, worth noting, because you have the super hogs in this army, you do not have the sneaky gob. So if you're going to funnel out a gold mine, you have to use a wizard or your baby drag for it. So it is one downside of this army, but I think the super hogs more than enough make up for it. But as I was saying, this is like one of these new meta box spaces where there's actually a lot defending the town hall. In the past, the town hall was just kind of on the outside of the base, but now they're trying to make the town hall as difficult as possible to take down. But Abdul Hadi's just going to take advantage of that. Look, that Yeti bomb gets a CC pull, activates the poison tower, and takes down the monolith. That's crazy value. He didn't even use a rage spell either. Perfectly done there, just identifying the weakness in the base. But look at what this has allowed, right? When the monolith is sitting here, you can't really charge this compartment because the monolith will flank you and make your queen's life a living hell. But now, A, she's not going to have that flanking damage on her, and B, she's got a perfect funnel. Look, she had to walk in here. And why is this so important? Because if we wall break right on this junction here, we obviously get into a compartment where we can get Town Hall, we can get the Eagle, we can get the back end value as well. And if we're lucky, the Queen can take down this Town Hall without having to step on the Town Hall poison. Anytime you can charge the Town Hall from inside a compartment that's not the Town Hall compartment, that's insane value, because yeah, that Town Hall poison effect completely and utterly mitigated. Our king also takes down the defensive king. I mean, the value is just crazy here. Notice how we're sending a few hogs on the outside. The king and phoenix are doing their thing. And what this means now is we're going to have a clear-cut path for our super hogs to come straight in. So he freezes the town hall and the poison tower. Then he starts his super hogs because his queen's fine for a couple of seconds. Now he can focus back on his queen because the super hogs are fine. He uses a rage spell for the super hogs. Basically, you want to try and save a rage spell for your super hogs anytime you can. It's not always possible. Some of the time you do need all four of the spells, all four rage spells, sorry, for the Queen Charge and the Yeti Bomb. But keep in mind, we didn't use a rage spell for the Yeti Bomb here, so we're able to save on one. And look, this Queen can't reach the scatter shot, but she is tanking it, and this base is just clapped. Really nice attack, just seeing the weakness in the base, which was this compartment behind the town hall. If he could get his queen in there somehow, he was always going to wreck the base, and he certainly did that. Here is another one of these new meta box spaces, and I'm not even sure you call this a box space at this point. This is almost just an anti-2 base, given how far in the town hall is. But yet again, Gonna do the same thing. We're gonna use a Yeti bomb. Now this time we use a rage spell because, I mean, look at the value there. A Tesla farm appeared. But like, the rage spell is worth it, not only for the extra defenses, but we need this funnel. If one of these Teslas stays up, our queen might go the wrong way. But by taking this all down and the baby drag coming in afterwards, I mean, look at that. That is a beautiful funnel for our queen. Now, we're going to have to use a rage spell for her. He definitely did not want to have to use a rage spell there, but alas, had to. King yet again to take down a defensive hero and set a funnel. He's also doing a really good job tanking. I mean, the king value in all the attacks today has been beautiful. And this right here is the weakness of these anti-2/box spaces, right? It's generally like, you have to get further into the base to get the town hall down, but it's not hard to get the town hall down. There's 4 different angles you can generally charge these core bases from and get the town hall down. And look at that wall break. I mean, it just opens this base right up. And we've got a clear-cut path to the scatter. We send in our super hogs. Beautifully done. We use the skeleton spell, by the way, to block the monolith that's on the back end. And look at these super hogs just going straight through the middle of the base. I expect a Warden ability and a Rage. Unfortunately, these 2 Headhunters kind of going off to Narnia, but not much we can do about that. Super Hogs do go to the outside to the Monolith. Not really much our normal Hog Riders could do versus a Monolith. Now, a Bomb Tower goes off there. You obviously don't want your Super Hogs fighting a Bomb Tower. We do not have a heal spell with this army. But, I mean, they are so tanky. They're not even that tanky. Just the fact that they don't die when they run out of HP. They split into the Hog and the Rider, and it just means they stay alive for so long. And yeah, this base is pretty wrecked. This base is pretty wrecked. The Queen stays up. I mean, it's just a beautiful attack. I believe we're going to be swagging that invis as well. And you're just seeing the value of the Yeti bomb. I mean, I can't say it enough. Always use the Yeti bomb with this army, unless there's like ridiculous flame flinger value. And we move on to the final style of base, and that is the diamond base. So we've had rings, we've had boxes, now diamonds. Technically teasers you do see a little bit of in low Legends League, but really it's not that common above low Legends League anymore. Now you're going to notice we do use the flame flinger here, and why is that? I'm just going to pause and try and explain quickly. He's planning to charge all of this. Now, he can charge all of that regardless of whether he uses the Blimp or not. He can't use the Blimp to pull the CC early, which is obviously nice. And he can reach all of this with his Queen anyway. So there's no value to Blimping with this Queen charge. So he's just going to use the Flame Flinger. Now, you can argue about the value this Flame Flinger is getting because he sent it straight into 2 mortars. Yeah, I'm not sure I believe in the value. But, I mean, just use the Flame Flinger anywhere and let it do its thing. I really like this, by the way. Like, there is a Tesla farm here, and, you know, that Monolith does a lot of damage, but it's almost just not worth the freeze spell here to stop that Invis Tower going off, because, yes, the Monolith is bad, but it'd be so much worse if that Invis Tower went off right now. Like, imagine if we'd frozen the Invis Tower before, and it doesn't go off till we take it down. What happens right now? The Queen probably will go all the way over here or go all the way through the town hall, because everything here would be invisible. And that would be really bad. We'd be left in an impossible situation where we have to keep freezing the town hall because it would be on our healers. So better to let it just go off early, except that the Monolith is going to hit you, and worry about it later. You're already using the Rage spell anyway. So that's the sort of decision that I'd never be good at making in Clash of Clans, and that's why Abdul Hadi is #1 and I'm at 5,000 trophies. As you can see, Flame Flinger really did not get much value, but I mean, it did get some of the base down. It has actually weakened the RC, so I guess I'm going to take that back. By the way, look at this perfect poison spell. It slows down the Ice Golems from attacking the Queen, so she can take down that single Inferno just in time. Yetis are on the right-hand side. Our King also took out the defensive Queen, so that means all the heroes... Well, this is the last hero up on the base here. Kind of crazy to think about. And here comes the Super Hogs. Now, I'm going to pause this. There is a lot of value left on this base. There is no Town Hall, which is obviously very nice. But 4 Expos, all within the Rage Tower, I believe. I think so. I guess we'll find out when it goes. But all 4 Expos likely within the Rage Tower and 2 multis. Like, it's a lot of damage. Yeah, they're all Rage. but we use our own rage and a warden ability, and it just completely negates it all. Double freeze coming out of the warden ability because we didn't have to use many spells with the queen charge. Because one of the benefits of the fact that our hog riders are dealing with 4 expos is our queen isn't. She didn't have to deal with any expos with her queen charge. She's kind of wrecked the base, and this is clapped. This is so wrecked. It's not even close. Really well done from Abdulhadi here. I mean, yeah, that charge looks really rough, but he just accepted it. And then the hogs, if you have a rage spell for the hogs, there's really nothing they can't get through. That warden ability in conjunction with the rage spell takes down so much of the base. This is technically a diamond base, but it's like half diamond, half anti-3 because it's not quite symmetrical, as you can see right here. Like that part of the base is kind of like a anti-3, but the rest is almost exactly symmetrical. I guess we'll call it an anti-3. The more I look at it, the more I think it's an anti-3, but it's definitely got some diamond qualities about it. And look at this. We Yeti bombed the town hall. How nice of that. Notice he had to freeze that invis tower because obviously you don't want the invis tower going off when you're Yeti bombing the town hall. But we do get the CC pull. Now I honestly can't really tell you a massive difference between this attack and the last one, why you wouldn't use like the flame flinger on this one versus like the last attack where we did not opt to use the blimp. I can't really tell you, but you'll see why in a second. It actually ends up working out perfectly because I initially thought he was just going to charge, I'll get the pen out, like straight through here, in which case the blimp doesn't make any sense. But what ends up happening is the queen reroutes around the corner. I believe he started her here, so I'm not sure he wanted her to go this way. But she goes around this way, and he's going to charge straight through like that. And if he didn't Yeti bomb the town hall, it'd just be really awkward to deal with, like especially if it somehow activated and got on his healers. So look at this, using yet again another perfect king and a well-timed king. This is not easy to do. Good rage spell timing. Might have to use a freeze spell, or no, the queen is chilling. Not popping our king, being really patient. And look at this. Now we do. We're going to have to use the freeze spell and a rage, and then we wall break into the core. I mean, it's just beautiful. It is just beautiful. The king has set up a perfect funnel for the queen. Here comes our super hogs, which are being tanked for also by this king of ours. I believe we have our own rage spell in there as well as a defensive rage spell. Our queen is on the top side. She's taken down the monolith. She'll take down that invis tower just in time. And the super hogs are going around here. Now, this is not going to be as overkill because diamond bases, they have a, or diamond slash anti-3s, whatever you want to call this base, they have more balanced like output of defenses. Like they're not just all compact in the same compartment. So you might find a lot of the time that the hogs die on the back end scatter comp. But it doesn't really matter because a lot of the time, if you do it right, as you see here, you'll have your RC ability up. If you do it perfectly, you'll have your queen ability up. And that's the video for you guys. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think of this army? Have you given it a go? Will you give it a go now? And if you have given it a go, let me know in the comments how you've gone with it. Would you recommend it to everyone else inside the comment thread? And if you want to see more of Abdulhadi, we've actually had him on the channel before. I will link it on the left when he was also #1 in the world with more Queen Charge Twin Hogs.